Donald Trump was very quick to take to Truth Social yesterday and declare a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. He goes on to say, and I quote, "I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't, and it never will. God bless Israel, God bless Iran, God bless the Middle East, God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world." But unfortunately for Trump and the rest of the world, this ceasefire was very short-lived. Forget about the 12-day war. I'm dubbing this situation the 12-minute ceasefire. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Johnny Says So. Yesterday, I was fully preparing to admit that I was wrong in criticizing military intervention in Iran by the United States. Now, I was really hoping that this ceasefire that Donald Trump announced yesterday was going to hold. And man, I've never wanted to be wrong about something more in my entire life. Sadly, that is not the case. Now, what I'm about to show you here is the scene in Tehran 40 minutes after the ceasefire was to take effect. Now, what you are seeing here is Israel striking residential neighborhoods in Tehran. Now, Netanyahu is claiming that Iran had broken the ceasefire first. But the point is, neither of these countries seem to be in any hurry to abide by Donald Trump's self-proclaimed ceasefire. Now, Donald Trump is very shook this morning. Do not drop these bombs, Trump warns Israel after it vows powerful strikes on Iran.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
The trouble with this analysis, though, is that both countries do know what the fuck they're doing. Israel is now especially emboldened knowing that the United States is willing to get their hands dirty and actually fly B-2 bombers into Iran and strike targets on their behalf. And as for Iran, they're sort of backed into a corner now, aren't they? And given recent events in Gaza, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, but does Iran have any reason to believe that Israel is going to abide by any sort of ceasefire? Let me know what you think. Now, this whole situation has created a very bitter rift in the quote-unquote MAGA community, as the non-interventionists have really been calling Donald Trump out en masse about this military intervention. Now, Donald Trump took to Truth Social to say it's not politically correct to use the term regime change. But if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? MAGA. So, does this seem like what Make America Great Again voted for? Make Iran great again? Are you serious, dude? What is actually going on here? You know, Donald Trump is doing everything in his power to undermine all of the non-interventionist voices in his administration, including J.D. Vance. This is what J.D. Vance said just hours before Donald Trump made his regime change, Make Iran Great Again post.
Our view has been very clear that we don't want a regime change. We do not want to protract this or build this out any more than it's already been built out. We want to end their nuclear program, and then we want to talk to the Iranians about a long-term settlement here. We believe very strongly that there are two pathways. There's a pathway where Iran continues to fund terrorism, continues to try to build a nuclear program, attacks American troops. That's the bad pathway for Iran, and it will be met with overwhelming force. There's another pathway on the table here. There's a pathway where Iran integrates itself into the international community, stops funding terrorism, and stops trying to pursue a nuclear weapon. This is a reset. This is an opportunity for the Iranians to take the smart path. We certainly hope that they will.
Now, despite what J.D. Vance is saying here, The fact of the matter remains that neocon warhawks in the United States have had Iran in their crosshairs for a very long time. Take a look at this old clip of General Wesley Clark spelling out how the United States had planned to invade 7 countries in 5 years.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me. And one of the generals called me in. He said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do."
Listen to all that laughter. These people are so profoundly evil.
So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments." And he said, "I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
Now, obviously, the United States did not succeed in this now stated goal of doing 7 regime changes in 5 years. Iraq and Afghanistan proved to be a lot more challenging than I think the Warhawks had anticipated. But make no mistake, guys, as admitted here, and as you can clearly see, Iran has been in their crosshairs for a long time. This is all part of a plan. And look, nobody wants to see a nuclear Iran. I think that would be absolutely terrible. But the fact is America really going to let Israel dog walk them into another war? Because this intelligence about nukes is awfully similar to what Israel was saying during and including the lead up to the Iraq war. Check this out. Israel knew Iraq had no weapons of mass destruction, and they were instrumental in the United States intelligence and George Bush's entire justification for going to war. And that's my show for today, guys. It's sure to be a divisive one, so let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you on the side of the non-interventionists? Do you think that further military intervention in Iran would be foolish and drag the United States and possibly the world into another quagmire? Or are you on the side of the Warhawks? Do you think Donald Trump is just playing 5D chess, or whatever you want to say? Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.